Hey everyone, it's Tobes, and welcome to your second monitor. Today for Midweek Magic, we are playing Brawl. It's the day that the Through the Omen Paths set drops on Arena, which is to say the Spider-Man set in-universe, but they're not doing anything special to celebrate it other than the usual limited events. That's okay with me, because Brawl is one of my favorite formats. It's Arena's answer to Commander. If you've never played, it's still a 100-card singleton format with a Commander, but you don't have Commander damage. It's 1 versus 1, so you only have 25 life, and if you want, you can have a Planeswalker in the command zone. I have built us a Through the Omen Paths Commander deck, or a deck pilot, or helmet by a Through the Omen Paths Commander. So let's take a look at what that commander is and what they would be in the Spider-Man set. This is Eddie Brock, or on the backside, it's Venom Lethal Protector. This is one of Magic's first modal double-faced cards and transforming double-faced cards. So is it a transforming modal double-faced card? I'm sure there's a term for this. In Through the Omen Paths, it is Viggo, Enforcer of Ig's Crossing, but mechanically the same. On the front, it's Viggo the Enforcer, and on the back, it's Viggo the End of Ig's Crossing. I don't know where Ig's Crossing is. It might be Dominaria. I think it's Innistrad. But either way, sad to see you go Ig's Crossing. So what does the card do? On the front face, Viggo is 2 and a black for a 3/3 legendary human hero villain that says, when Viggo enters, return target creature card with mana value 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we have 5 cards in our deck that are creatures that are mana value 1 or less. And also, we can, as a sorcery, transform Viggo for 3 and Jund. That is the same cost that Viggo has to cast from the backside. So we can pay this big cost if we want to just play Viggo out, or we can pay the front side cost and then transform him. The reason that's great is because as a commander, we can always play Viggo on the front side, and whether or not we get to recur something, that means only this 2 and a black is receiving the commander tax, because the transformation ability is just an activated ability, not subject to the tax. But if we play the backside from our command zone, we're having to pay the tax there. So the backside of Viggo is a 5/5 Menace Trample Haste legendary symbiote hero villain. But 5/5 Menace Trample Haste is pretty good for a 6 mana Jund card, and it's got a pretty Jund ability. When it attacks, we can sacrifice another creature, and if we do, we draw X cards and put a permanent from our hand onto the battlefield that has mana value X or less, X being the sacrificed creature's mana value. So we have a lot of creatures that have mana values of at least 4, so that we can draw a bunch of cards and then put something good onto the battlefield, and hopefully, since these are big, high-cost cards, they're going to be pretty valuable to do so. This is what I cooked up. You can find links to this Moxfield list or a link to this Moxfield list, I should say, in the video's description, as of course is the usual way we do things. So it's Jund. We've got things that put cards that put other cards in the graveyard. We've got sacrifice outlets. Because the backside is expensive, we've got an awful lot of ramp and plenty of removal. We have this section of what I call big ones, which are those 4 mana value or greater creatures that Viggo's backside can sacrifice. Plenty of payoffs for our sacrifice, synergy cards for our graveyard or for having just big creatures, ways to recur things from the graveyard, some things that pump our creatures up or make tokens. We have a lot of card advantage, which I've just sort of shorthanded as draw, and we even have these 5 hits for Viggo that can, of course, come out when the front side lands because they are 1 mana cost creatures. And our land base is pretty nice because since it's Arena, I don't have to worry about what this deck costs in paper. So that is what we're looking at for this week, and that's our Midweek Magic Brawl deck. So let's get into it and see what our fellow players have cooked up. All right, we're right into game 1. Versus Tanic, Memorial Ensign. It's Salad plays. Hello, Salad, or Salad. All right, we don't have any green, but we can sure do a few things. So let's keep this. We'll play Susur Secundi first. just because it is a tap land. And we'll get this mountain out, and oh yeah, Ripples of Undeath, because this can be nice card advantage for us as well. Our opponent plays Roaring Earth, so they're doing some landfall shenanigans, which seems reasonable. I think we don't need to pay for this, but we might as well. We'll go ahead and get Haunted Ridge, just so we can have a little bit of extra land. Would have been nice if it had been some kind of green source, but this at least kills their commander early on, so it slows them down a little bit. Speaking of green, that seems pretty good. We are not going to put any of these in our hand because we have this untapped Blazemire Verge, and we can just Sad Robot for a green source, then play the Commercial District next turn. We'll put this forest into play, and we will pass. I guess we could have stationed Susur Secundi, but that's alright. I also want to mention, I'm using Midnight Hunt basics because I do think our commander is on Innistrad. So opponent fetches a Commercial District. We've got one of those as well. Give them a nice, and they won't know why until we play it ourselves. Azusa Lost but Seeking. Wow. Okay. That's cool. And they pump it out of Virtue of Persistence range. That's fine with me. Do we have anything in here we can bring back? Not yet. So we can Zeatora if we want to. I don't think we want to do too much here. Here's what we'll do. We'll go to combat with the Sad Robot and maybe bait them into blocking. No blocks, great. We'll play Zeatora's Proving Ground. Let's get out the Anticausal Vestige with Warp. We'll use it to station Susur Secundi. And then it gets exiled and we get to do something cool. We'll put Goreclaw would be really great into play, but yeah, I think we'll do Goreclaw. Commercial District would also be a good play. But this helps us out if we want to use the Anticausal Vestige a second time. Especially since we can do so for 2 less thanks to Goreclaw. Great Henge actually costs 9, but Virtue of Persistence costs 7, so we can sure get that with the Anticausal Vestige, actually. They've got an Ice Till Explorer, and they're doing, you know, Crucible of Worlds things. All seems pretty good. We're going to be taking some damage, sure. A lot going on over here. Just sort of looping Evolving Wilds so they can keep playing it, keep getting landfalls, and keep pumping up their creatures. Reasonable. We go to 16. Okay. We don't want any of that. We can sure Great Henge right now, which would be nice. But it doesn't get us everything we want. And I want everything we want. Let's play the Commercial District. Ooh, Italia is a nice hit. Let's play the Anticausal Vestige. Let's feed the Swarm on their Azusa. Lose 2 life. Let's just pass the turn. This way, possibly, Anticausal Vestige will die to Ice Till Explorer, and we can put Virtue of Persistence right onto the battlefield. Fetch lands, working with Roaring Earth, and Ice Till Explorer, and Tannock. Getting to draw cards and ping us. All of this seems good. Hopefully the Great Henge will be able to help us out a little bit. Actually, this is not great with Jaya and Tannock, is it? Maybe we should have gotten rid of the Ice Till Explorer rather than Azusa. Yeah, that's hurt. That is painful. Go down to 5. They don't attack. I guess that's fine that they don't. We don't want any of that. We're going to Great Henge into Italy, which might be pretty nice for us. Get a little card draw. Get a little... Ooh, Glacial Godmaw. So cool. This is theirs, I think. And then we'll get our Colossus, sure. We got Zoo Ifit in the command zone. We can... Oh! They don't want any more of it. Yeah, that makes sense. Because we can, of course, crack the lander token, or they don't know, but we can Farseek to trigger the Glacier Godmaw, give all of our creatures Vigilance and Haste, and we swing in and we win. Because Goreclaw will give all of our big creatures +1/+1 and trample, and that's the end of it for us. Or for them, rather. Yeah, good game, Salad Plays. That was a good time. Played this deck a couple of times before starting the video, and it really does need a good opening hand. But if we have a little bit of ramp and a little bit of mana in our opening hand, we can do a lot. Alright, into game 2. We are against Tifa Lockhart. We may lose this one. Blackout Brody may take us out. Okay, this is not probably what we need. Sure. We've got a Llanowar Elves. We've got a way to get red, and we've got all 3 of our colors that way. We can Ancestral Carvings turn 2, I suppose. Ancestral Carvings is an Into the Omen Paths card. Through the Omen Paths. I keep thinking it's like Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. It's through. Alright, we'll play the Carvings. I think we get these 2, because one can be a red source for us. And of course the other could be a land if we need it to be. There's Tifa. Sure would be nice to get a little bit of black mana into play. We'll do the Mortuary, that's one. Raucous Theater is another. And we'll do it this way. So Leyline Weaver, of course, taps for red or green and is a 2/2 reach, and we untap it when you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater. So if our Llanowar Elves dies, we can play Viggo and get it back onto the battlefield. My hope is this turn, before the end of their turn, we're going to crack Ancestral Cravings, turn it into a treasure, so that next turn we can play Grave Pact. And they will have to make decisions about whether or not they want to play creatures or pump up Tifa. Now, they could just pump up Tifa, play a bunch of lands, and that's just it for us. Got a Scoodly Doot. That is not great for us. They don't attack with Tifa. So I bet they've got some kind of Cultivate shenanigans in their hand. We'll cast it like this. Untap the Leyline Weaver. We've still got mana. We can... We don't have black as a source right now. But we can sure get some, I suppose. I don't think we actually need any more black. We'll get the Raucous Theater and just go with it this way. Oh, that can tuck. Remorseless Coup is another Through the Omen Paths one. Put target creature on the bottom of its owner's library, and if we don't have a villain, we lose 2 life. So we can get rid of Tifa that way. If they don't play some sort of like ramp spell and then land to make a whole bunch of scoots. Actually, they only have 3 lands. So the chances of making... Oh, okay. Yeah, that's reasonable. I'm just thinking, yeah, many partings gets them a land into their hand, so they play that, and they don't get another scoot yet. They just get a bug, which is pretty okay. Do they want to throw away Tifa? We get a Chocobo. Saz's Chocobo is also good in their deck. Seems like they've always got it. So the question here is, do we just play the backside? I think we probably do. Let's do that. Play the backside. Leyline Weaver untaps. Seems pretty good. We are going to attack with it, but not sacrifice anything. Just go in for 5. They'll probably just take the 5. Yep. This way, what we can do is warp in the Bygone Colossus next turn. Attack with the backside of Viggo, sacrifice the Bygone Colossus, draw 9 cards, and put something with mana value 9 or less directly into play. We can also Skull Spore, which we should probably do first, in all honesty. Now, this assumes that Viggo doesn't die, and also that we don't die. Our opponent has 4 mana in play and has not made a land drop this turn. Oracle of Moldiah, pretty good, but they don't find a land on top. Alright, they've got a fetch land, so Tifa's power is 4 at present. Assuming they crack the fetch land, which they have not done. We've got Not Dead After All as well to do a little bit of sneakiness. We can do this with the Leyline Weaver untapping, since Skullspore Nexus is actually quite large. We can warp in the Bygone Colossus. Untap the Leyline Weaver again. I feel like we want to play this Garden of Freyalise, but not quite yet. So we're going to attack with Viggo. We're going to eat the Colossus. We get a couple of triggers here. What kind of big thing do we want to put into play? I think it is Vaultborn Tyrant. Quite large. We get a replacement dinosaur for our Bygone Colossus. And we get to draw 2 cards and gain 6 life. All of this is good for me. Let's... Okay. Well, we're just going to trample over that. Good thing we didn't play a land yet, because... Oh, I thought we drew our Reliquary Tower. That's alright. We can Deathcap Glade, and we can hold up... Actually, we can just feed the Swarm on Tifa. Tifa is a small mana value. And we can hold up Terrific Team Up, because we have a permanent with mana value 4 or greater in play. And we will just end our turn. Let's discard this Swamp, this Llanowar Waste, Disciple of Freyalise, and let's say Garruk's Uprising. We don't have any cool creatures in here other than the Colossus, so there's no reason to victimize. We've got our Not Dead After All that we can't play presently, but we do have 2 mana up, so we can Terrific Team Up to get rid of something if we need to. Tifa's back again. We are at the point where Scoot Swarm is deadly, so we probably should have Terrific Teamed Up before now. Oh, but they don't want to keep going with it. Okay. Well, I think they see the writing on the walls. Yeah, this is on the wall, that is. Because we do have if we double it up, this is a 12 damage plus 5 more there, plus we sacrifice this 9. Oh, this is mana value 0, so we wouldn't do that. But we could sacrifice the Tyrant, perhaps. Make a copy of it, you know. Yeah, lots of good things here. We could even not dead after all the Tyrant to get more going on. Yeah, they don't know anything about this, but they got off to a little bit of a slow start. And I don't think they could get out from under us. Well, it was fun. Good game. Let's see what our next little prize is. It is Wojciech Investigator from Murders at Karlov Manor. Cool angel. With a good joke in the flavor text. Alright. Let's go into... Oh, we're right into game 3. Let's see how this goes for us. Oh, it's Bristly Bill. Bristly Bill is, I think, a stronger 1 and a green commander than Tifa is. We at least have all of our mana. We can River Tears Overlook for a forest to start out with. They've got a forest as well, of course. We can Leyline Weaver, which is a better play than Insidious Fungus, I believe. We can Gore Claw next turn, assuming they don't kill our Leyline Weaver. Or we can Anti-Causal Vestige, actually. That would be pretty nice. Gore Claw is probably the right choice, because maybe we can Terrific Team Up afterwards, and at least we can also play this Insidious Fungus, because Leyline Weaver untaps itself. I like this. Oh, wow. Bristly Bill wasn't able to run us over, so they just didn't want to play anymore. Well, that completes our 3 wins. We'll play a little bit more to make this video worth watching, I suppose. Essence of Antiquity. Oh, cool. Were we just rewarded with a Murders at Karlov Manor card rather than a cosmetic? Oh, that was just one of our ICRs. Silly me. Here's our cosmetic reward. Ooh, Peer Past the Veil. How cool. I don't play this card, but it seems neat. Alright. Let's try a little bit more to see how Viggo can do against more people playing Midweek Magic today. Okay, game 4 versus Ohago. It's Captain Howler Sea Scourge. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to win this one. Captain Howler is very fast, and this hand is very not. Captain Howler is a 5/4 for 4 with Ward 2 and pay 2 life. Whenever you discard cards, a creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each card we discarded, or they discarded, and whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, Captain Howler's commander draws a card. So we need to go quicker than this hand will let us. Shadow of Mortality is really fun, being a 15 drop. Getting this into play, sacrificing it, drawing 15 cards, and just putting anything in our deck into play, or anything in our hand. Let's mulligan this. We'll keep this. They've got a Scalding Tarn, which we can use our Deathrite Shaman on. Yeah, I think we'll play the Shaman. So we play the Bop next turn. They've got a Cold Steel Heart. They are ramping, but so are we. We'll just swing in with our Deathrite. We've got 2 lands in their graveyard. That's great. We can do something about that. I think Gore Claw comes next. Ill-timed Explosion kills our creatures. Never mind. If we had black mana available to us, we could not dead after all. That would have been cool. That's okay. Alright, well, never mind. We're Ancestral Carvings instead. Try and draw 2 creatures. We get Galta. That's pretty alright. And we can crack that to make it into a treasure? It's something. Otherwise, we can't play anything other than our commander, I suppose. Oh, we can play our commander and maybe get back our Deathrite Shaman. That seems alright. Okay. Sure, let's do that. Get back the death right. At the very least, this means maybe we get to block? We've got a Llanowar Elves, which I don't mind a bit. Wish this Galta got discounted like original Galta. Alright, we're discarding things. Captain Howler's getting big. They're getting a Blazing Root Walla. We're going to take 9. Well, they've only spent 2 mana, so who knows what they're going to do. They might blow up our Ancestral Carvings. If they do, that's fine. Do we Corvold, perhaps? Just not that impressed with our chances here. No blocks. Draw a land. Let's... Do we get back? We can play Corvold, I suppose. Corvold can at least block Captain Howler. Let's get rid of their Scalding Tarn and make a red mana Corvold. Sacrifice Ancestral Carvings. Corvold draws us a card and gets a counter. Chromatic Lantern, not going to be useful in this game, I think, but at the very least, if they don't remove Corvold, we can block Captain Howler and kill him. Him or them, whatever it may be. Prismari Command on our Deathrite is reasonable. We can bring it back if we play Viggo again. We can't play Viggo again without some more land, because we just won't get there. This is a more aggressive deck than the ones we played before. While we're here, they've got a Guidelight Voyager's little pet. I was thinking the other day, do we ever find out if the Guidelight Voyagers, like how they got into Ether Drift? How they crossed over the Chaos Wall from the edge into the multiverse? Let me know in the comments if you have any idea how that happened. Well, we've got a land, and it's not helping us much. I guess we just hope for the best. We're gonna... Oh, we've only got... Oh, no, we've got 2 green sources. Let's tap like so. Get Goreclaw and get a Llanowar Elves. Wonders in the Graveyard is why they all have flying. Got it. So, I imagine there's no way around this. Captain Howler themselves does not have haste. We don't have anything in hand that can get rid of graveyards. And Viggo, even the backside of Viggo, doesn't have flying, so I think this might be it for us. However, we can play Galta, so maybe we draw something good. Right now, we're at 2 life. Oh, except that they can pump it. Good game. Good game, Chago. Alright. Well, Game 4 didn't go as Games 1 through 3 went. But that's why we play extra games. We want to be able to see some other stuff. Let's go into Game 5. Alright, Game 5 against Nahiri Forged in Fury. Is this the March of the Machine Aftermath Nahiri? Yes, it is. Affinity for equipment. When an equipped creature you control attacks, exile the top card of your library, you can play it, and you can cast equipment spells for free from exile that way. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm willing to take this. We don't have any red sources, but we can Farseek for one. Nothing against Final Fantasy, but I do wish that Farseek was available to us without being a Final Fantasy card on Arena. Final Fantasy is not for me, but it's fine. It's part of Magic now. Hey, little fox. So Nahiri's a 6-mana 5/4. We're going to play the Overgrown Tomb. With affinity for equipment, though. So play some equipment, and it's cheap. Oh, Bonesaw is a good cheap way to get Nahiri out. Rabbit Battery. Get hasty damage. Sure, we'll play this Forest, and we will Farseek for a Surveil land. Let's say Commercial District. That seems good. Cultivate. I think we're going to have to make time for it. Right now, Nahiri is costing them 4. They're just attacking with the battery. Okay. We will cultivate. Get a little more red and black, we'll say. Valduk, Keeper of the Flame, is very good with equipment. They're not using it for anything yet. So I kind of would like to have to hold up 2 for go for the throat. For that reason, let's get out Pitiless Plunderer. That way we can block the Rabbit Battery at least, and then if they want to attack with Valduk, they are going to eat a go for the throat. If they want to pass to combat, they can, but we are going to cast a spell before they are able to do that. Ancestral Katana comes out and... oh, nope. Clicked through it too fast. Does this check on resolution? It does not, apparently. Oh well. Yeah, it's what I was watching for, and I should have... I'll just take the 6. Get rid of their actual card, because these are going away. We can tear asunder on something scary if we want to. I think, though... I think we play Chainer so that we can play the backside of Viggo next turn. We'll go ahead and do a single damage to them. This way we get to hold up Tear Asunder. And we can sacrifice Chainer next turn. And Chainer is 4 mana. That's at least us putting our Riveteer's Ascendancy into play if we wanted to. Tear Asunder can at least get us Bonesaw or Ancestral Katana. Oh, a different Akiri. Or, I guess it's Akiri, not Nahiri. Can protect something equipped. For 1 white, and it does not require that Akiri not have summoning sickness for that to happen. So they can't even equip the katana. That's alright with me. So I assume they don't do anything else, which lets us backside of Viggo. Do they have Source of Plowshares? Path to Exile? Something? Doesn't seem like yet. Lose Chainer. Ooh, we can get Eternal Witness to get back nothing we really want. A little Riveteer's Ascendancy because it costs the most. Make a treasure. Thornspire Verge and turn the treasure into an Arcane Signet so we can hang on to it. And then we will Insidious Fungus. Llanowar Elves might have been the smarter play there, but I think it's okay. We can Eternal Witness something back. Ooh, Magnetic Snuffler. They get the Rabbit Battery back. Very cool. We can Insidious Fungus it away. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. There's no way to auto-equip, it looks like, so we're going to block like this. And just take the 5. We will Eternal Witness. We will get back, let's say, Terra Sunder. We will attack with Viggo. And eat the Eternal Witness. So we draw 3, and we get to put something good onto the battlefield. Let's put the Fiend Artisan on the battlefield. We get a couple of triggers. Riveteer's Ascendancy lets us bring something back, but there's nothing smaller than the Fiend Artisan in our graveyard. We can Terra Sunder and Virtue of Persistence, both in our hand. We've got plenty of mana. Do we Ancestral Carvings? Do we Llanowar Elves? Let's Llanowar Elves. We can also Insidious Fungus if we need to with the Snuffler. If they play their commander, we can kicked Terra Sunder it when they go to equip it with some equipment. Ancestral Katana. Youth +2/+2. Oh, I guess we can't Virtue of Persistence right now, can we? Let's Terra Sunder, just to get rid of Akiri for good. There's Nahiri. Ready for you. Attack with the Snuffler. They get to cast equipment from the top, but that is not equipment. We will block with the Fungus, and we will use the Fungus to destroy the Snuffler. Getting a treasure back in the process. Now they can block Viggo now. Unless we Virtue of Persistence the Rabbit Battery away. Ooh, Reliquary Tower. Alright, let's Sure wish we had some more creatures that we could eat with Viggo, so let's look for some. Itali and Zuifit, both excellent choices. Let's play Itali. Let's play Rev, sure. And Not Dead After All, might as well. On Itali. We go to combat, we attack with Viggo, we eat Itali, we draw so many things. We put this Vaultborn Tyrant into play, we get a lot of triggers. We're gonna get back this Eternal Witness. We're gonna get more triggers, gaining a bunch of life, drawing some cards, Itali trigger again. Go ahead and have each of us sacrifice something of our choice. Let's sacrifice Rev. Don't really need it. Which gets us a permanent back from our graveyard. It won't be Eternal Witness because we're already getting that back. Let's see what they will sacrifice. I assume Rabbit Battery. But once they sacrifice... Oh, they might sacrifice the Katana, that's true. Oh, no. Nahiri. Alright. Well, we'll get Chainer back. We get the Bladegraft Aspirant. We got triggers, however, because we sacrificed something. We can get Insidious Fungus back from that. Chainer gives it haste, but it doesn't really matter. And several things have happened, and we're still attacking. Okay. Let's Zuif it. And we will pass the turn. Put all of our land over here. Virtue Persistence seems good. I think probably we want to... Oh, that's it. Thank you for the game, Collector. Good game. Alright, that was pretty fun. Alright. Well, that's 5 games. I say we go for one more and hope that we can end on a win. Just to be able to feel nice about that. We'll see if we can. Really nice New Capenna vibes for this art. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but... Alright, Game 6. Versus Crucius. I don't know if we're going to be able to end on a win if we're playing against Crucius. Not with a 1-land hand, either. This has got Deathrite in it, but I don't feel confident. Okay, we'll keep this. This is fine. We can Galta to the bottom. Crucius, so annoying. We'll start with our Stitcher Supplier. Crucius can at least be Virtue of Persistence. We get a couple of things into the graveyard. Alright, green. Attack, pass the turn. Crucius comes on out. There's the end step. They get a card and a treasure. We Virtue of Persistence them so that we don't have to worry about them. Play our mountain, attack, and pass the turn. Feel like... Yeah, Crucius is back. Presumably they're going to get that treasure back again. But we can go for the Throat Them, which will maybe make them sad. Not to be mean, but I kind of hope it does. They've only gotten to play their commander twice and not really do anything else so far this game, and they've taken 3 damage from us. We are definitely on the back foot here, but maybe we'll be able to get out of it in any case. If we can warp this in for 4, maybe we should have, but now we've got 4 land, so it's fine. Pass. Let's get Viggo. Let's see if they kill him. Oh, they don't. We're gonna eat the Stitcher Supplier. We can put a land into play. That's good. And, okay, get Rogs in the graveyard. We can Not Dead After All Viggo, which is not bad at all. Caldera Breaker, what in the world is this? When it enters, exile all mountains from your library. This creature deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls? That's crazy. What in the world? Okay, well, we're gonna Not Dead After All. And then when it dies, put all cards exiled it to the battlefield under their owner's control. Conjure 4 cards and Volcanic Geyser into your library. Wow. Okay. Stuff's going on. We get original Viggo back. We get our Stitcher Supplier back. I have never seen this Caldera Breaker thing happen before. I assume this is like Goblin Charbelcher-esque. Oh, and they come in untapped? Good grief. Okay, yes, this is, I guess, the end of the game for us. Yep, good game bread clip. That's pretty funny, actually, in all honesty. Yeah, you just have a million mountains and a sack outlet, and then, yeah, that's pretty good. That is much better than ending on a win. You end on something funny. So, great. Yeah, that'll do it for us, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and remember, Magic is fun. You should play more Magic.